Right here. Time's over! Straight out of the High Brown Room with your host DJ Zach Morris, Somalia to the Stars, Scott Cam, and Living Freeze!
How about that one? The Lord Flores, ladies and gentlemen. Time and time again, the live intro is always great. Coming out with different things, I tell you, that's something.
First day.
Scott, what do you think of that? He's getting better and better, the Lord.
Yeah, better. He's our own Donnie Pardo.
Exactly. Let's not dare ourselves with that reference.
Nobody knows that reference.
Nobody knows Don. Livy DeFreeze, everyone, is here as always. Livy, how you doing?
Thank you for having me back.
You are back again, and there's another week. We're in March. We took a little break. 2 weeks have kind of surpassed. 2 weekends have passed. So what is going on? What's going on with you?
Not too much. Recently went to the Hawaii State Art Museum. They had like an event similar to Art After Dark.
Okay.
It was cool. Nick Kurosawa was there singing.
Yeah, shout out.
They had wine. All the kids were dancing.
Were you at Thomas Square again?
No, I was not
You
at
invited
Thomas Square.
no
I biked past it though.
That's good.
It was good.
So you didn't know no drinking at Thomas Square sequel?
I didn't.
All right. Okay.
Only in public.
They got a lot of reaction.
Oh.
She's an independent woman. She's just going out there, waving at homeless people, and that's good. It's good. Anything else happening? I know you go to the Arts Museum a lot. So
Yeah.
it was the Shabazz Palaces was their previous couple weekends ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about you? What were you up to?
What has happened since then? There was, I gotta go with this before I forget. I want to throw this out here. Now, there was a little debate that came out through, well, I'll give you the backstory. I posted this on the Facebook and on the Instagram. What would be a sadder place to eat dinner at on Friday night at 6 p.m.? Now, the history of this was, one of the people that told me this, he was a doctor, and he was in a rush one night, and he had to get dinner. And he went to Jack in the Box. He didn't want to go to the drive-thru because it was too crowded, so he decides to go inside said establishment. He goes and orders food. He didn't want to go and take it into his car to smell up his car, so he eats inside of Jack in the Box. 6 p.m. Friday night. As he's eating there, he sees his ex-girlfriend from 10 years ago walking by, and now he's thinking what was going on, and this loser, he was all like flustered by it. So it made me think about, like, if you're going to go out to a place on Friday night at 6 p.m., what is like the saddest place that you eat by yourself at? He said, well, Jack in the Box is up there. So I'm like, okay. So I put the poll out. Sadder place, Jack in the Box at Friday night or L&L?
Ooh.
Yeah?
Which L&L?
Great question. They all have their little perks. So L&L actually, it was weird because I posted on 2 different places. One group voted for L&L, and then the other voted for Jack in the Box. So if we break down the checklist of what's worse here, now we compare the two. Now they both got trays. You got the plate lunch. Maybe you down with the plate lunch?
I wasn't.
Exactly. Okay, before you went vegan, what kind of plate lunch you got?
I just go get chicken and all kinds of.
You get the chicken katsu gravy, max out.
Exactly.
Okay. And then when you go to Jack in the Box, where would you go? When was the last time you've been to Jack in the Box, really?
Jack in the Box. What did I get there? I think like a chicken sandwich.
All right, lots of chicken.
What do you get there?
Back in the day, I would go get the ultimate cheeseburgers with the old people. I used to get 2, and then I used to get like a large, like Mountain Dew or something. And then I just sit there by myself and just figure out life. Which is what you should be doing if you're eating at Friday night, 6 p.m. You figure out you should get a job. Should I go back to school? Should I move out of my parents' basement? What have you? Should I date? So it brings up a lot of emotions. So I figured that would be a great way to start my hiatus, huh? So besides that, I mean, really, just the usual DJing at the Scratch. DJed twice at Scratch. There was no Nobu. There was the infamous, of course, on this past Saturday. There was the Questlove concert. Everybody went to this thing. It started at 11 o'clock at night. So
who went to this?
Yeah. I don't know if these people can get out of here because no one's gonna go at 11 o'clock at night. Doors gonna open. I'm tired. I'm old. Okay, let me tell you this. I'm not gonna go to Waikiki, which was closed.
Pardon, it was close.
They blocked Kalakaua. I'm not gonna go brave through Kalakaua. Go up to all the holidays and go down there try to find out where this place is gonna be. Not gonna happen. So I didn't.
What do you think about the Blue Note as a venue? You like going there?
Blue Note's cool, yeah. It's just because it's in Waikiki. You know, nobody wants to go to Waikiki, right? But then it's nice. I mean, we are in fact going to be going to an event at the Blue Note.
Jeff Goldblum.
Mr. Jeff Goldblum will be there end of April, playing the piano, hopefully talking in between his piano. He's going to be with an orchestra, so that's going to be interesting. What kind of people are going to be at that one?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, they're open early, so.
One of my best friends from back home has a huge crush on him. She's my age. She might come out here for it.
Wow, she's going to fly here for Jeff Goldblum?
She considered going to California for it.
Wow. If that goes down, I want to see that. I want to see that. Wow. Scott, how you doing on that? What you did in the hiatus? What were you up to?
Oh, doing good. Just researching hip hop albums.
Oh God.
We got our own little side gig.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about that, right? Yeah. Should we briefly go into that?
No, we'll talk about
that for now. Okay, because I'm already tired just thinking about it. So what Sky is referring to is we're gonna talk about this when we get Sky on camera here, but we do the old Futs reviews, where we review the year of hip hop. Of that century. We did 1990, 1991, then we did 1992. And these are getting longer and longer because more albums are coming out, and it took 69 hours to do this damn thing. It's going to get longer and longer, and it's just at the end I'm ready to have a coronary and slip my wrist, but we're going to talk about that.
We talked about almost 100 albums.
It's out of control.
So you guys, what do you guys do? You play the albums and you comment on them, or you just put them together?
Well, yeah, basically we'll build up our top 10s, discuss why it's in our top 10, then we go into the ones that just missed, and that's probably at hour 3. And then we're going into like one and done albums, and that's like hour 5. And then we're going into like the one hit wonders, that's like hour 8. And then by then we're trying to figure out who committed suicide first.
And then I talk him off the ledge.
Exactly. So
it becomes a suicide prevention.
I've questioned life many times, but strangely people are thinking it. So
your pain is their pleasure.
There you go. Yeah. It's always like a Halloween-esque whenever we talk about stuff here. So what you got the weekly recap? We haven't done take time or waste time in a while. Now we haven't done any topics or news in quite some time. So what you got this week?
Okay, what's the deal with De La Soul?
De La Soul? Are we talking about the? Well, speaking of old stuff, yeah. So they recently there was a problem with Tommy Boy Records. There, Sky. What was the thing where?
So basically, the owner of Tommy Boy Records is refusing to pay the sample clearances to clear those albums for streaming downloads. So the group is asking a worldwide ban of Tommy Boy and to not press play, not to stream or download any music. Don't give Tommy Boy any of your money for De La. And that let the people know that, you know, they gotta come with it. They gotta
stick to my tapes then. Okay. Stick to my vinyl. Okay.
So what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, at this point, well, one, the consensus is no one's really going to care at this point. How many people are streaming De La Soul in 2019, really? The money is, like, shout out to DJ George. Let's shout out some people in the crowd. Hey. DJ George is here. He might have something to say. That's the thing, is like, if they're losing money, okay, they need to go and get this figured out, but where's Tommy Boy's financial standing right now? What are they up to in 2019?
Well, we know that pretty much they screwed every group that was on that label for the most part for their publishing,
right.
And you know, a lot of them stiffed them for sampling,
yeah.
sample clearances. And De La had some incredible samples, you
right.
know. So you know, I think Balloon Mind State is almost one of the toughest ones to clear. You know,
right.
They sampled Michael Jackson, a lot of classic jazz albums.
Great segue.
Yeah, to Michael Jackson.
Did you see the documentary?
I did not watch it.
I'm too scared to watch it.
Okay.
I can't watch it.
Sky,
you watched it, right?
I watched all 4 hours.
Oh my gosh.
All I can say about the Michael Jackson documentary is if you really are a Michael Jackson fan, whatever you watch in that, you cannot unsee. And it will forever change your opinion about Michael Jackson.
I can't listen. I can't watch it.
And and like I said, this is a one-sided story. It's the 2 victims that are coming out, and it's their side, and we don't get any of the Jackson side, the Jackson family side.
Right.
But you gotta have to come to your own conclusion. And I think that's why this documentary's been so polarizing, and it's kind of split the country.
Right.
Or split the world, actually,
So what are we to do? Do you foresee yourself listening to Michael Jackson ever again?
I'm kind of ruined from that thing. Like it's so disturbing and it's so graphic and the details.
So you hear rock with you in a wedding, we're just gonna be like, you know what, okay.
Have you heard
let's just say, like, if you played PYT, I'm walking out of the room.
And that's
my favorite.
That's
song.
a favorite song. That's the best
song.
Michael Jackson song.
Because I can't hear Michael Jackson say "pretty
Young Thing.
I can't do it.
Oh,
I can't do it.
Too soon. Wow. Livia, what do you think of Michael Jackson? Or were you a fan before all of this?
we were talking about the documentary, and today I heard a Michael Jackson song, and I kind of was dancing, then I thought of him. Oh,
you just stopped and danced.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Different.
So I don't really know what you're gonna do about it. I mean, what can you do, right?
I don't know.
We just
you're
don't
gonna have to
like
really you're gonna have to really ask yourself, what am I? Is this really that important to me? Do I need to really see this?
Well, I mean, R. Kelly got shut down. We're shutting that down.
Let's just say I had to take multiple breaks in the documentary because I had to step away.
Is that graphic?
It's pretty
okay.
Yeah.
Well, Livia, if you're not doing anything else,
and it's definitely not feel good, man. Yeah, you're gonna need ice cream and a hug after that.
That's why we got in trouble in the first place.
Yeah, did that start the whole thing? What else we got? Let's get off on Michael.
Okay, what's happening in sports?
Wow, what a question. Well, anything specific you're curious about, or how certain sports played, or what are we talking about?
Isn't there something that happened lately that is really interesting?
Maybe that's a great question because ever since our trade special, NBA trade special, we haven't really talked much about sports. Now I'm not gonna put that on you or even yourself, Sky. I know you guys don't follow sports, and I'm wondering, what's to happen. We may have to leave that for a special segment at the end,
Okay.
so we can really pinpoint. I'll take a pass on that for later.
Okay.
Anything else you got there?
Okay, well, you ask a lot of questions, so I think it's time for us to ask you some questions.
Oh my goodness.
I can kick it off. We can ask everybody here too if they have questions to ask you.
Sure.
Now you can be on the spot.
All right. Okay, what do you have here?
Okay. Okay. Do you want to go racy or do you want to go not so?
There's a tier base on this thing? Let's go. We're in it to win it. Let's go.
I'll go comedian. Okay. If you could be in any comedian's movie, what would it be?
Any comedian's movie? Wow.
Or comedic actor, or does it have to be a comedian?
It could be a comedic actor. That's.
You know what? I go back to what we talked about earlier, Goldblum. Because it'll be something quirky and weird, and I think that'll.
Nice.
I'd go Goldblum. That'll be something.
What movie though?
What kind of movie? The plot of the movie be?
What would be the movie?
Son of the Fly.
Wow.
Earth Girls are easy.
Part 2.
Yeah. DJ Max. Yeah. He's half fly.
Jurassic Park 7. There you go.
Wow. That I wouldn't even want to.
Okay, no.
What else you got here?
Okay, what is the number one thing you would never want your parents to find out about you?
Wow, we got a star on these, huh?
Or number 5.
Wow, they're not doing this show?
Give them number 2.
Wow. Yeah, they're not listening. Gosh. That's
Does your mom know you a Pilau guy?
Yeah. Ma, you ready? You want to get to know me? That's a great question. I don't really. I can't. The only thing I can think of is like how I mentioned on the show with Jimmy Taco, or I will be after DJing. I just be hanging out, just going to get something to eat, and not partying with a bunch of people. I'll just be eating by myself, not doing anything like drugs or drinking. I don't know. I really don't know what to go here. Wow, that's a smart question. Well done. Well done.
I was trying to stump you.
Well done. Move to the next one at this point.
He's going deep in his thoughts.
Yeah, you made me go deep in my thoughts. That's really happened in the show.
So where do you get your comedic inspiration?
The Mirror.
Come here.
The Mirror.
As we did earlier, we're staring at the... Wow. Well, I don't know if another person that's affiliated with Jeff Goldblum is a guy by the name of Gary Shannon. Rest in peace. So I go Gary Shanley.
I say like DJ Zach is like a cross between Gary Shanley and Ric Flair. It kind of like between wrestler and subversive comedian.
Well, it depends on you. If it's an angry tyrant, yeah, we get Rick. And then so
Rick Shanley.
Rick. That's a that could probably
Gary Flair.
Gary Flair. It's like a magician. Maybe what else we got? We're fire with this question.
Well, I know you grew up here, and the ocean's right here. When's the last time you were in the ocean?
Oh, that's got to be at least 69 years ago. That was... You know what? This is why, brother. No time. I know what time I gotta work. I gotta get up early.
Do you know how to swim?
Yes, I do.
Do you know how to ride a bike?
Oh,
wow.
that I do not. That I do not. Now this is becoming a roast. No, I do not. I know how to skateboard. Good enough. At least I don't rollerblade, like I said before. Let me tell you this once again, and Kevin agrees. No man should be rollerblading. Just swerving that away from them. Skaters, bro, skaters. Okay, what else we got here?
Do you have a question in the audience for Aaron?
Oh yeah, so anybody in the audience got a question?
Any questions or comments?
To end out this segment, we'll just, here we go, DJ George.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
If you were, say, the general manager of a professional basketball team,
Hey, a sports question.
what would you trade for Anthony Davis? Active players and money? Or first round draft picks and lesser known but still pieces of the player? So basically, do you trade away your best players with some cash? Or do you trade your first round draft picks and some lesser known players to fill in your gaps?
So if you're going for that, move, you're going to have to trade players, you're going to have to, the draft picks are going to be inconsequential. Because it's going to be a team that's going to want to win, and that team is going to have high draft picks, like in the 20s, that aren't going to give any value, anything. So the players, cash considerations as they call it. But right now, it's going to be in the summer, and we have no idea what the hell's going to happen with that. Because if the Lakers can do it, they have to. This is a critical off-season for them.
I mean, just not to counter you on that, but Kyle Kuzma was, I think, a 22 pick.
Right, then we take the player, Kyle Kuzma. We don't take a gamble on a draft pick. So yeah, so you could find the diamonds right in the rough, but that's a tough one. So I really don't know what's going to happen in regards to Anthony Davis. So good, we got see those good sports fans. See, I took wait till the end.
Anybody else? Any questions? Any other questions for the crew based on any of the topics we're talking about, A-Law or anything?
Anybody with anything? We got a lot of dignitaries.
You're an open book.
We got Russ in the house, and Russ usually has something to say. Any questions of any nature? Sports related, maybe?
Stage fright.
Well.
Nothing right now. Nothing at this moment. But
we're debuting this segment every
I'll
once in a
have
while.
about 20 questions when the cameras are rolling.
I know, that's how it works, right? That's how it works. But we gotta go shout out. Rucka's in the house. Let's go shout out. Now I want to plug this because we'll put this up before March 9th. This gentleman will be at Light Sleeper Store. Last time he was there, it was great times because he's cooking. He's got mac and cheese. He's got steak. You got chicken all kind. You just get it. It's like Kevin is going to be eating plenty. I tell you. So be sure. Yes, that's going to be March 9th, this Thursday. Most likely it's, and I'm not making this up. It's usually from 6 to 9. All right. So Scott, we good? I guess no more. Let's get out of here. We'll go let's take a break.
Yeah, let's go see.
Sounds good. You sure? Sleep time's over, we'll be right back. Woo! Alright, it's better over there, I think, because usually it's always in my ear.
It's less than your wife.
Well, but you know, we can't have everything. Sleep time's over is back, and our first guest is the co-owner of the infamous place known as the Pig and the Lady. Libby, you've been there, right?
I have.
Everybody's there. It's the hub of downtown. So it's only fitting that we have this gentleman, Alex Lee. Come on.
Big trouble
That is the musical style, the vocal stylings of who's guy?
Mr. John Carpenter.
That's right. Fantastic, fantastic. How you doing, man?
I'm good. A long day, but
Right.
this is a perfect ending to a long day of work.
Because you gotta get something going on at Pig right now.
Yes.
Like we take the show at 8:30 p.m. So you got parties are going.
Yeah, we're still we're open till 10, so we got
Okay.
what's going on.
Is that Monday through? Is every day? So you close on Sunday.
Sunday we're closed, but Piggy Smalls is open.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Right.
that's our other restaurant. So yeah.
So let's get the clarification of, now you are co-owner, but you are, of course, the family.
Yeah.
Your brother, mama.
Yeah.
What's the?
So the Pig and the Lady. So
Exactly.
the Pig is my younger brother. He's the head chef. He's Andrew Lay. He's born here in the Pig, and he's classically French trained, young, kind of fearless. Our mom is the Lady.
Yeah.
So she does classic Vietnamese.
Okay.
And then we have a little logo, the little ampersand. That's me. I'm Africa. I'm keeping them apart because they beep a lot. So
Finally we get the clarification.
So Pig and Lady is a mom and son collaboration.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. And when did this start? When did this whole thing begin?
2011, when we started doing our pop-ups in Kakako, actually at Hank's Hot Dogs. Originally at Hank's Hot Dogs.
Oh, gotcha.
So we started as a pop-up restaurant. We did like 5-course dinners, $50, kind of like underground kind of thing. That took off, and we transitioned to farmers markets.
Yep.
At the end of 2011, and we did that for 3 years. Cooked in my mom's garage and stuff. We did all that. That was rough. Okay? But then we did that, and we opened the restaurant in 2013. So we just hit 5 years last year.
Wow. How about it?
So when did you guys start cooking it? As kids? With your mom?
So in our family, like all we do is eat. We were known as pigs the whole time. So it's like pigs is like we have such an affinity for pigs that we just love it, and just the idea of just eating in family style, and just always showing our love through food. It's kind of like transitioned us to like the restaurant. But our mom taught us to cook. We kind of self-taught, I guess.
Oh yeah.
So Andrew's the only one that took it professionally.
Right.
So yeah, that's kind of like how I started. So.
And it's amazing how it starts as the foundation of Vietnamese, and then it goes all different.
Yeah.
Experimental direction.
Right.
And it's amazing.
It's I guess almost a, I don't even use the word fusion or world menu, but it's just kind of like everything about Hawaii regional cuisine mixed with Vietnamese roots, and we take influence from Korea, Japan, Thailand, so it's kind of all over the place,
Right.
So our menu changes 4 to 5 times a year,
That is correct, yes.
It's
We never know what happens when we go in there.
Yeah, we have a very bipolar menu, but that's what keeps it kind of fresh and stuff.
Right.
So, yeah.
Just don't take off that Laotian fried chicken. That's the only thing, maybe from Laotia that's going to be the value. We don't know, but that's the staple, that's the
We
foundation.
actually tried to take it off because Andrew was so bored with it.
Oh.
And then we did a little poll, and everyone was like, "Oh,
Damn right.
So,
Okay, just check it.
so that was a huge fight between me and him. So keep
okay.
that thing there, please. So.
There was, since I gotta say, 'cause we frequent there a little bit.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of things through the past that have come and gone that that still stuck in my head as how good they were. So I'm gonna go down with this one.
Okay.
Do you remember the Bobby Gouling special?
Of course, yeah.
What happened? Why did you take that up? Bored. Really?
No, but it's Bobby Gouling is basically
tell us
a
about
roast pork from Indonesia. So it's basically a full roast pork that we just kind of marinate with turmeric, galangal, and just like it's a pretty spicy, in your face kind of dish. Very porky.
Yeah, right.
But like it was a bit too much for people. So
Really?
yeah. But then we're Pig and Lady, right? But people want, some people are like, that's just too adventurous for some people. But I agree, that's a great dish.
That was wow. Okay.
That's a great dish.
FYI, just suggestion box. The ahi on toast.
Yes.
That's another one.
Ahi.
Yes.
That's staying forever.
Damn right.
That's in the category of Laotian fried chicken. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Shout out to Elbows Grill, Robert. He influenced us on that dish, with his stamp of approval. So yeah. So that's influence from Elbows Grill. So shout out to them.
And we go into the vibe of the restaurant itself, because when you enter there, it's a totally different it kind of set the tone since it was 5 years ago of the whole downtown restaurant scene.
Yeah.
You got the industrial look, you got the brick look. Music is, for the most part, it's like about like 90% hip hop stuff, and who's controlling that? I don't know. But
so, you know, just how, I mean, everything with the restaurant, the style of it.
Yeah.
When we took over the restaurant in 2013, you know, me and Andrew, we didn't have much money. We just kind of like DIY'd the whole thing. You know, we did a Kickstarter to open the restaurant, and we envisioned our first restaurant to be at least 40 seats, real small.
Yeah.
You know, we walk into Punahele, it's 2 stories, and it's just like monsters. Like, no, we can't handle this, you know. But we just took a chance, and then, you know, if you see like the decorations, it's real cheap budget. You know, like all the chairs we got from a hotel for like $1, and like we have like this chicken wire chandeliers and stuff.
Right,
so,
right. But it works though.
It just, you know, everything just fell into place.
Yeah.
Nothing was planned. So.
Okay, so how about the bathroom? How did that come?
So the bathroom, you know,
People that don't
obviously, Big Trouble in Little China is like a huge deal for our family because, you know, it's one of our favorite movies.
Yes.
And then plus the fact that we were in Chinatown, so we kind of figured it would be kind of fun, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Perfect. And,
Yeah.
and we got a shout out, speaking of that, the infamous night where Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn were there.
The dreams do come true.
I tell you.
Yeah.
So here's a little factoid of that. I was actually there that night.
Where are you?
We were at the bar, White Nine. And I look to the left, and this is like after drink 6, and I look, and then I see, hey,
Yeah.
Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
And you could physically, he looks just like, I mean, of course he's older, but you could tell, and it was just him and Goldie Hawn sitting at the table. And I was really thinking, should I be that guy that's going to walk up, you know, and just be that jerk? So I said, we did not do it, so we just walked out. And then lo and behold,
Well, he made a reservation under a fake name.
okay.
You know, so
Yeah.
he showed up, and you know we lost our, we
Yeah.
lost the, right? So you know we don't creep hard on celebrities. They come in, we get a lot of celebrities come in, and it's just like, you know, we're kind of cool about it.
Yeah.
We're freaking out in the kitchen, but you know, for the most part, we're like, that's chill, you know.
Right.
So then when he's there, oh my god, all of us, we're just like freaking out, kind of excited, and you know, it's like a huge moment for us, you know, to come full circle.
Yeah.
Because actually, the night before, it was the Big Trouble in Little China, like 15th or 20th anniversary award.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
we did an event there,
Oh.
and then the next day, this guy comes to Ping Lady. It was awesome.
That doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah.
And then there's a drink there that was, I don't know if it's still on the menu now, it was called All in the Reflexes.
Mm-hmm.
Which he mentioned he got that drink.
Yeah.
Which is from, you know,
Yes.
the movie. So, crazy stuff. Libby, did you see Big Trouble in Little China? Did you?
I didn't watch it yet. You told
Okay,
me this
I tell you
yesterday.
what. Homework is coming.
It's all in the reflexes.
There you go. Thanks, Kurt.
Not everyone
So-
that works there has seen it. I just found this out.
That's true.
No, that's true, yeah. And shout out to the other guys, because we go to the bar, you know, shout out to all the guys from the past. Shout out to Manny Kua.
Yes.
Kauai's own, Manny Kua. Shout out to Kyle, all the guys through the years. Barman Nick Gray, wherever, he's in California now. Yeah. He's got the mustache, that's what's his deal.
Yeah.
But then, what was the next step for Piggy Smalls? What did you go as, was that always in the cards? Do you have that, or a spot opened up and just?
So, you know, we always wanted to open a second restaurant, but, you know, I mean, we were like pretty firm with trying to just make our first restaurant run itself, you know.
Yep.
But Kuana Burger was an award, and then they bounced overnight. So the award people contacted us. You know, again, nothing was planned. You know, and they gave us an offer we couldn't refuse, and here we are. And we're just, I mean, it's a great space, and it's a great restaurant. We're very proud of it.
It's packed. Every place you guys got is just packed. Everybody's there. Local people are there. The tourists are there. You know.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah, we're super thankful.
So how's Piggy Smalls different than?
So Piggy Smalls is more casual, I think. I think Chinatown is casual, but a little more upscale, I guess. You know, Piggy Smalls is more like a family restaurant, but you know, it's like you go to a movie, you come to Piggy Smalls to eat, and you run to the movie. You know, you sneak in a French dip.
We all do it. Everyone sneaks a little bit there. The people up there don't care.
So yeah. So Piggy Smalls is great. Yeah, you guys, beautiful outside seating. The menu is very, very approachable, and I think it's just a family that fits their vibe.
Yeah.
And you know, we put plastic out there because it's homage to Biggie's.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
So yeah.
So there's the hip hop influence.
Yeah.
All from there. What do you see next? What's the next plans here? Anything coming up?
We're opening in Japan.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Probably. That's our next step. Probably. We want to open it before the Olympics.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're using 2017 to build it out and that stuff. So
Wow.
that's the next step for us. Yeah.
Wow.
You know, it's a big deal for us because me and my brother, our family, we used to own Toys and Joys.
I was going to ask you that.
So 30 years, and you know, we are anime geeks and stuff. So I mean, we always wanted to have some kind of business in Japan. And now we have this platform with Lady and Lady, so it's kind of cool for us, you know.
Okay, so we got to backtrack a bit.
Yeah.
I was a frequent visitor of Toy Joys.
Yeah.
And we actually had an Instagram question for you.
Okay.
And the question was, talk to him about Toy Joys. So when did that begin?
1984.
Okay.
1983.
Yeah.
And our claim to fame with that was in 1984. You know, like Coleco, Atari, and Activision all went down in flames, and then Nintendo popped up. At that time, a lot of the big businesses got burned with all that, but Nintendo approached us, and we had the exclusive rights for Nintendo for 2 years. So we were the only place in Hawaii to get Nintendo, and that's when Super Mario was out. It's like kind of a huge deal. So yeah, that's kind of what started the whole thing for us, and it led to the Transformers and
and that stuck out.
all that stuff. You know, all the cool toys and stuff. You know?
So wholesale outlet in Hawaii.
That's the original.
That's the original.
So we sold toys, car stereos, and cookware. I remember it. I was a little kid, you know.
Wow, I remember the cookware, but yeah.
It was a real hodgepodge. So.
But I remember the Nintendo thing, because I remember like first getting Nintendo, only Cherokee had Nintendo, and it was like nowhere else had Nintendo, and then that's how I found out.
Yeah.
How come you guys? And then I'm a kid, I'm not gonna ask you. So, but yeah, all the games, I was like, oh, and then lo and behold, wow, crazy.
So yeah, it evolved to Kaiwan Key is like Kaiwan Key is a big deal for us because that's where we grew up, and that's where we actually wanted our first restaurant to be. But we've been in that business for 30 years.
Yep.
And we sold the store in 2013 because we were at crossroads of because Lady and Lady was kind of taken out. That was kind of our side thing.
Yep.
So we decided as a family we have to give up one business to make something else successful.
Right.
You know, so
Wow.
that's kind of what happened. You know,
Wow.
it's a bummer. I can't even go Kaiwan Key now. I get there, it's so sad. You know, I miss it.
I don't blame you. I mean, do you still have all the old? Are you a collector?
Oh yeah, my apartment is littered with stuff.
Get the storage room.
It's like a toy store there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Most valuable thing you have?
A Final Fantasy PVC, which is like worth $1,000. Yeah, it's pretty geeky.
Yeah, when you open it, when you first enter your place, it's like right there, like looking at you, or is it like prominently shown, or
something
spotlight?
Like really? Something like that.
IG story. Wow. Another Instagram question: what is your favorite thing if you had to pick something to cook? Dessert, Vietnamese-ish. What would be something that would be like?
It's like, I ask whoever we hire, like, what would your last meal be, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I have to go with pho, because it's like so comforting, and it reminds me of everything from childhood. And right now in my industry, that's like the perfect hangover cure.
Right.
You know?
I always hear that's the case.
Yeah, so.
That's for real. Okay.
So yeah, I mean, the pho is like the heart and soul of the restaurant.
Yeah.
You know, it's from our mom, and kind of like sets the tone for everything, you know.
Got it.
So yeah, that's like a huge deal. My mom, she's like 70 years old, but she comes to work every day with her walker and everything, you know. And her job is to like just taste it.
Wow.
Yeah. She has her helpers, but her job is to approve it.
Right.
And then we can serve it.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal. Well, getting back to your bathroom. Restroom. What do you call a restaurant? You call it the restroom, right? Right, we had a clarification of this. We're gonna play a little game. Like usually when we have guests on, we play a little game of 5 questions.
Okay.
Where I just ask you random questions. Not this time, because we're gonna go into our special, I guess we'll just call it the Big Trouble Little China battle.
Sounds good.
So you and me, we're gonna go, Sky's gonna ask the questions. Okay, we have our inextra thing to say. Sharkies. Okay. And we're gonna do this, what, Final Jeopardy style here?
Right.
Okay. She's gonna ask the question, we write it down, and then we show the cards, and we'll, for the other people, we'll say it.
Okay.
So,
Fun ensues.
we have 5 questions.
Okay.
You write down your answer, and then lift them up. We'll lift them up, and we'll see who got it right.
How much time we got to answer it? We're on the clock?
We want to get it as quick as possible.
Well, my handwriting is terrible.
All right. All right.
All
So
right,
I'm
let's go.
guessing. Can I first find out from you guys how many times would you think you've seen this movie?
Off and on, probably 50.
Yeah.
But like, if you're gonna ask me as a real specific question, I might blow it.
I was gonna say, we might get some long pauses here.
I think around 50 times.
I haven't watched it in a while.
It's
so.
one of my favorites.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's
So
go to-
question number 1. What is the name Jack Burton uses when he's in disguise at the White Tiger?
I know the face, I see the thing.
I'm ready.
Alex is ready. DJ Zach, are you ready?
I don't have nothing.
Alex, the answer is.
Is it Mr. Snowner?
Oh, it is. 1 second.
No, wait a minute. What's the answers here?
You, ma'am.
Rhymes, right? Something's my name is my game.
Henry Swanson's my name. Excitement's my game.
I got that S part right.
Henry Swanson. All right, so
Commercial
we're
points here?
tied. We're tied.
That is a very specific question.
That was,
These are all hard.
That's a question That's what he's been
You
talking
guys want me to
about.
ask you who directed the movie? Come on.
Next question.
Ready? Question number 2. What is the name of the Chinatown street gang that kidnaps Wang Chi's girlfriend at the airport?
I'm such a poser, dude. I think
Alex is ready.
the wing clan or something. That's
DJ Zach?
No.
You're close. You're close.
Lords of Death.
Oh, there was no clan?
Russ got it. The Lords of Death. They were working for the Wing Kong. I would have accepted
The Wing Kong Exchange.
I would have accepted Wing
You see
Kong.
how this works?
I would have accepted. You guys are 0 for 2.
0.5.
All right.
Yeah.
Question number 3. I told you, this is the expert
Alex,
quiz.
don't worry about it.
This is the expert quiz. What curse is laid on Lopan in 272 BC? What is the curse? The curse of...
Silence. Yeah,
All right,
it's
DJ
out there.
Zach is ready. All right, what's the answer, guys?
Curse of 10,000 sinners?
No.
Immortality?
No. It's the curse of no flesh. The curse of no flesh.
Yeah, but he can't die.
Ooh, I like this. This is tense.
This is going well, isn't
I
it?
know, this is...
You guys sure you watched this movie?
No, I'm just joking. All right, guys.
It's like asking me what's the license plate of the truck or something.
No, it was Russell's pants in the scene.
This is what happens when you get a fellow nerd to give you a quiz. All right. What is the name of Wang Chi's best friend and restaurant owner that also goes on their adventure?
He was in One Crazy Summer. He was the one that goes, nice potty. See, I'm totally off base. It's like I'm quoting another movie, which means I don't know. So, I'm gonna put my pen
I
down.
think it's Jimmy.
It's an American name.
I can draw what he
DJ
looks
Zach,
like.
do you have a guess?
Wow.
It's Eddie.
I got the Wii part.
This is going great, guys. Wow. All right, and the last question.
For double.
Okay. Let's go.
Yeah, get the card.
What ancient item do Miao Ying and Gracie Law touch and survive that convinces Lo Pan to marry them both? What is it called? Alright, Zach, you ready?
So actually she stabs her head with the needle and then touches that light.
They float up.
So it's called that light.
Zach.
I got me worried there. You were really confidently saying it. The burning plate.
The burning
I just want to let you know, I just cleaned the bathroom.
Is that picture in there?
Yeah, it is. I'm like polishing her eyes and stuff.
That's a moment.
It's all the reflexes.
She brainwashed me then.
All right. Where are we in the questions here? What?
You guys, you won! You won!
I won?
By one!
Wow.
You guys want
Last one.
Oh
you
my
guys want
God.
one more for fun?
Let's do it for the road.
Okay. Alright. What is the name of Wang Chi's family's restaurant?
The Golden Palace.
This was the tiebreaker question.
The golden duck?
It was Dragon of the Black Pool.
There you go.
It was a t-shirt, they have t-shirts of it.
Yes.
And I had one more. You want the last one?
Yeah.
You just want to just kill us?
What
slowly.
type, what type of river does Egg Shen say flows beneath San Francisco's Chinatown? What's in the river? Shit.
The Dead Souls.
No, that's a good That's all one, bro.
Thou come out no more. No,
Black
that was
blood
the
of the
hole.
earth. Black blood of the earth.
Hence why it's the dragon.
I'm just telling you, that's pretty hard. I can do the names or like the color or like a certain scene of.
Yeah, we'd have to have a meeting post show about these quizzes.
I like it when you yell at.
We're gonna have to water them down a little bit. Just a little bit. Kevin agrees. Okay. All right. Are we good with the questions? Are you good? One more.
We're all good, man. You won.
Shoot something.
You won by
I can't believe I got that. That was a sword. That's the question I got.
Congratulations.
Unreal.
Thank you.
Well, on that note, Alex, man,
Thank you.
here's so much for success, Alex. Let's take a break.
You remember this old thing?
So, before I answer this is the way we introed our 1992. If for the people that don't know, we're back, by the way. This is the spin-off show. This is the Old Futz Review 1992.
Yes.
So, this thing, as you know, it was 69 hours long.
Right.
I had a coronary in my other life. I was thinking of many bad things.
Right.
Suicide. It was a very long show. We covered every album.
So we did, yeah. So for those of you guys, thank you out there for the people that supported our 1991 podcast.
Highest rated.
Did really well. Well, that's great. I'm happy to hear. But I knew that there was a hip hop nerd fan base out there for these classic albums.
The nerds, they love these podcasts.
And I thought what if we could put it down and me and you will hang out, we'll have drinks. You complain about old hip hop. What holds up, what doesn't hold up. You're like the Walter Matthau of hip hop, right? You just grumpy old man.
I like that.
Right? The Walter Matthau of hip hop. Get off my lawn, rappers. But I went down and I told you I was gonna do all the research, I was gonna do all the work. All you need to do was be yourself and react and see where these songs kind of brought you back. Because you're an encyclopedia of hip hop.
Yes, I know all these. I mean, I guess I follow all of this. It's just I'm in a different mood than yourself.
But we both come from different aspects. Because I'm still I love the old stuff, and you're kind of like, is it really that good? And
I'm tired, man. We gotta go back to 1992. Was it 8th grade? I don't know.
Right.
I think it was 8th grade. But it's just I lived through it. I don't want to go backward. I want to go forward. I like it. I dig it. So that's where it comes in, because you're passionate about wanting to talk about it.
Well, I wanted also like to get
that's fine.
that cool inside information of the background behind the production or the album or the
That's
artist.
fine. Yes.
And I really wanted to do that, and I thought we could put it down. And mostly it was to convince you. I was like, hey, we do this podcast, you never have to talk about this ever again.
You sure?
And that's why you signed on for it, I thought.
Well, to give an idea out there to the listeners, we just did the 92 show, we did the 91. It's basically where we come up with our top 10 albums of the year.
That's right.
We go into the ones that just missed the cut, so that's another 5 or 10 albums. Then we go into the one and dones.
We did honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions.
We did biggest crossover hits.
Right.
And then we went into a segment called One and Dones because, as I was
Right, get pissed off,
saying,
basically.
there was a ton of artists in the 90s that basically got a record contract, did one album, and then really never did anything
Well,
ever
92
again.
was the peak of that, right?
It was the peak of,
92, 93 was signed a lot of
yeah,
guys.
it was the peak of record labels just handing out deals.
Right.
And if you didn't have that hit single, you're dropped immediately.
Right,
You know?
right.
So.
And then we also go into the way pop culture was in 1992.
Yeah,
what we were doing in 1992 as consumers. Nationally, what was happening with things such as the LA riots that influenced a big thing. It was a big influence of 1992.
Yeah, I was a sophomore in high school. You were in 8th grade.
Yeah. So that's the perspective that we're going in when we do these
Very
shows.
impressionable times.
Right. So, let's give people examples of like how we do this. So throw out some albums, or how you want to do this.
Well, without giving away our top 10, which you will eventually post online, but we want to promote it. Basically we were talking about, we had the argument, is Beastie Boys Check Your Head a hip hop album?
Okay, right.
And I argued that it is, and you argued that it's not. And
it's in everything else.
It kind of rides this fine line.
Right. It covers everything.
Right.
So the brief description of that, Beast Boys went that route because Paul's Boutique cost them so much money to do.
Speaking of De La Soul earlier, sample clearances for Paul's Boutique, put the Beastie Boys in quite a bit of debt, and the record label was freaking out, and so with this new one, they're like, we're going to cut back on samples, we're going to pick up the instruments, we're going to do it, and they got Mario Caldado Jr., they got, the keyboardist Money Mark, so they did something that was really fresh and different at the time. Right,
they picked up what they did before.
And then they had complete creative control. They were doing it out of their Atwater studio in California. They relocated out of the East Coast and just really did, to me, a groundbreaking album. Right. That's why it was number 10 on my list.
That was number 10, right. Stuff like that, and then we go into things that just missed.
Just missed the list. We talked about the Rodney Dangerfield of hip-hop, Cool G Rap. No respect.
He's never had it figured out. Cool G Rap never had it figured out. Cool G
Rap is one of my favorite rapper that nobody seems to like or buy his.
The marketing just never hit
for
him. Yes. Yeah. He's an excellent rapper, but just never had. He had the 4, 5, 6 album. We'll talk about in the later years, and he was a derivative of. You can compare him to a lot. We came up with the most underrated rappers, or the Rodney Dangerfield rapper list.
Right. You just came up with it off the head. I mean, I really
DJ Quick is in there. Cool G Rap is in there.
You said Spice One might be in
there. Spice One might be in there, but stuff like that we go into. That's a little bit of the banter that we go into.
Right.
And then.
Well, we cover everything. I mean, it couldn't be more thorough. And I said, for the hip hop guys, I mean, it's a 4-hour podcast that we had put together. I did like 2 months of research. We recorded it probably over the course of 3 weeks.
It's almost a month, is what you can say too. 3 weeks is almost a month.
You put a lot of, heart and soul in this thing.
I don't know what kind of soul.
But I do enjoy those moments where you're reaching your breaking point. It's my favorite.
Well,
yes, everybody's favorite.
I think it's the highlight of the show.
Yeah.
Well, let's give an example of throw some groups out there that's going to make me pissed off.
Well, one artist that upset you is an obscure artist out of New York named Little Sean.
Oh, forget
That upset you quite a bit.
What was the song? Down Perry on? What he did?
Well, that was later out, 1992.
So he's like off the edge, ready to jump. That's what
1992, Little Sean's single was "Hickeys on Your Chest."
Forget it. There's no man anywhere. Listen to that in the car. Hickeys on your chest. Get out of here.
That's right. That's right.
That's a sample, everyone. What I say.
But we talked about Crisscross. We talked about Arrested Development.
The soundtracks. We talked about the soundtrack. New soundtrack. Trespass soundtrack.
Exactly. We talked about the soundtracks. We talked about dancehall. We talked about Supercat.
Supercat, yeah.
You know what I mean? You posted the clip online. We talked about Paperboy.
Right.
really one of the biggest one-hit wonders in hip hop.
Yeah.
You know, Diddy
Big
was
hit.
a platinum hit in
Right.
'92. It was
Right.
the song.
Big Hawaii hit.
And a huge Hawaii hit.
Yeah.
That's right. So, you know, we just hope that, you know, the listeners out there appreciate it, they enjoy it, they get some laughs, they get some nostalgia, and hopefully there might be something that we're talking about on the show that they're like, I don't think I heard this one before. Like the brand new Heavy Rhyme Experience Volume 1, which I think honestly every hip hop fan should listen to.
Right.
Because it predates the Roots as one of the first experimental hip hop live instrumentation albums.
Right, and there's a great backstory to this because this is a band that came from Europe. And they wanted to make music with rappers, and the only rappers they knew, literally, was Vanilla Ice, MC Hammer, and Marky Mark. And they contacted them, and they all said no. So like, okay, what do we do now? So let's go to the next tier, which is not bad. The next tier, Gangstar, Master Ace, Cool G Rap, right? Far Side.
Right, because they were label mates. They were label mates at Delicious Vinyl. That's right.
And it turned into a great. I wouldn't say total. You know what it is in essence a classic, but it was an excellent album. Excellent album. Grand Puba's on there. Live instrumentation. That was the start of that.
But you know that's an album now that's out of print. You can't get it on any streaming services.
I get that vinyl.
And you probably can only access it on YouTube.
That's true. Yeah, they never made it. Does Delicious Vinyl have stuff on iTunes?
They have a couple of things that, you know, the things that were in demand, you know, because Delicious Vinyl, you gotta see was pretty big. You had Young MC, Tone Loc on that label, right? They had Master Ace, they had Far Side.
Well, I'll talk about that. Can't wait for that. Master Ace Slaughterhouse. That's 93.
That's gonna be coming up.
Phenomenal.
You know, I think honestly the '93 episode is gonna be one of the hardest top 10s we're gonna have to make because you're gonna see the list of the albums. This is gonna be a 5-hour show.
That's a work shift right there. What is it? 5 hours. How many smoke breaks we can take in this thing? Forget it. It's a 5-hour show. What's the '94 one gonna be?
That one we gotta quit our jobs.
All I'm saying, sir, I'm hanging in there with this. It takes a lot out of myself. I don't know about you. You're all hip to the game on this one.
I'm the one that, you know, I'm a sales rep. I sell wine during the day. You know, I try to help out the podcast, but also at night I go home and I try to take at least an hour every night to do research on my hip hop albums and research every album that dropped that year. And yeah, man, it's a labor of love, man.
It's nice. That's great. As a gentleman said earlier, we gotta work. Okay, so we get a job. Okay, so I'm just saying.
It ain't easy being geeky, man.
Well, but the bottom line is people are indeed listening to this thing, and it's the rating for this is pretty strong. Strangely, people understand the nerds are smart.
Mm-hmm.
They're nerds. So they know that they can drive around in a car and they can listen to while they're driving, clean the house, eat, and then they can just turn them off, and then they don't have to stare at the phone.
But how entertaining is that? You hear two Hapahali guys talk about X-Clan.
Oh, God.
Does that sell it for you?
Well, we didn't realize that me and you, we are the devil.
So it's only fitting. And then go figure, one of my favorite songs in '92 was "Buck the Devil" from the Lynch Mob. So,
that's right. So, well, speaking of '92, do you know what today is?
What's today?
Today's Grand Puba's birthday.
Seriously?
It is Grand Puba's birthday. Happy birthday to Grand Puba. He turned 53 years old today. Grand Puba, the founder of Grand Union. 53 years old, 1966. Boy.
Oh, 66.
There you go.
Too easy a joke.
Yeah.
But, wow, and on the same day as, isn't today something too? What is today? We record this?
Today is Mardi Gras.
Fat no one gives a damn about Mardi Gras.
Is that what you're mentioning?
To give a damn, I thought there was something. Is Fat Tuesday the same thing? Is that a thing? Fat Tuesday, Mardi Gras, same thing? Some Holly thing, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Chinatown, there's a whole bunch of people wearing beads and masks and whatnot.
Running around yelling. Forget it. Get out of shot. Nobody gives a damn.
But
Grand Puba's birthday, we give a damn.
One other thing that we want to promote for the OFUT's Hip Hop Review Show is that you are a legitimate DJ and you are putting together these definitive mixes. You're taking the tracks that we're talking about, the crucial tracks of the year, and creating a non-stop mix, which is fantastic, you know.
Well, thank you.
I'm talking it up, man. You know, I'm a big fan of the Rub, History of Hip Hop podcast. They do their own year-by-year review, and I told you have a better song selection than that podcast. And I love the Rub. Yo, much respect disrespect to the rub, but if you listen to DJ Zach's mix, it's a much more like cohesive and much more eclectic song mixing of different artists.
Oh,
the rub goes over.
Thank you very much. And if we wanted to make it any longer, yeah, the mix is 90 minutes long. So once again, I wanted to make it thorough. You have to, when you're making a mix called the Best of 91, you have to make it thorough. So
for sure.
I understand, and that's.
And then you have the 92 mix coming out.
Oh yeah.
And if you guys are curious about where to get these mixes, that is for our premium Patreon subscribers, correct?
Yes, the Patreon account. That's pretty much to help keep the show going.
Right.
To help pay for the lights and all the mics and soundboards and things. So so all the money's going back into all of this
and
stuff.
the cupcakes.
So cupcakes too. I think we could buy flour. You know, I don't know.
That's right. But for Ben's not free.
Hey, you're right. Ben's not. Who's really free right now? If you think about it.
But hip hop song right there.
But isn't it like Too Short did something like that? But I'm just saying that's what the Patreon is. It's just so if you. For being a patron of the Patreon and subscribing, it's a tier-based thing. You can go and you get these mixes, you get a new mix. I try to knock them out once a week, but it's tiring, but we got the 92 mix coming up.
Right, and then hopefully on Patreon we can also add in some bonus material, you know, for any of those guys out there that really want DJ Zach Morris' deep lyrical dive into DOS effects. Maybe we can give them that, right?
Tempting. Well, the one mix I have coming up is the Best of Radio Free Hawaii, so that's still on the plate. So I still got that. That's going to be all the stuff from Radio Free Hawaii from pretty much from 1991 is when Radio Free Hawaii debuted, kind of throughout the 90s, and it was a very eclectic mix of stuff. That's coming up. We also got we got shirts.
Let's not forget we're officially got merch.
Kevin got more shirts for us. So
we got Sleep Time Zone shirts.
We got the Take Time Waste Time shirts.
Men's, ladies, tank tops.
Men's t-shirt,
right? Ladies tank tops.
Good material.
Yep, good material.
This is like the material from Blank Canvas. I don't know, apparently that's a good thing. Girls like the material from Blank Canvas, I don't know.
But all sizes.
Thanks, Kevin.
All sizes, $25. $25.
$25, yes.
And the proceeds go towards, you know, keeping you sane. They buy your meds.
We're already done. There ain't enough money for that one. But it's just to help keep this party rolling.
And we're gonna make it fun for our guys that are following the Old Fut show with hip hop stuff. You're gonna create some kind of a hip hop
before we get out of here.
Google search quiz.
So we're gonna do a quiz where we're gonna go on. It's gonna be on the Facebook one.
On social media, right?
Yeah, where we're gonna ask a question. You're gonna have to post the answer in a picture form. And it's a tier-based thing, so you gotta look on, all the answers are on Google. You just go on Google, the question is there, you post a picture of it, and you just keep going down the line. It's gonna be like a 5-rounder, and then we choose the winner who gets the right pictures for the right designated answer.
Yeah.
That's basically what a Google scavenger hunt is. You just gotta Google, and then you'll find the picture, and it's hopefully the right picture. The questions aren't gonna be easy, but it says the answers are there. You just type them in the Google, and you'll kind of get there. So.
Hopefully it'll be easier than my Big Trouble in Little China quiz.
Forget that quiz, forget it.
We love the quiz.
That quiz was good. Thank you for enjoying that one, but that was too tough a quiz, but forget it. You make these quizzes.
You guys made like you love the movies.
You make apparently not. I ain't watching that movie ever again at this point.
You'll never forget Black Butt of the Earth, right? So
that is one, yeah. I can't believe we didn't get any of them, right?
No, 1-7.
Is that something? We talked about having this battle with him, and I didn't think that they would. I think they would blow us away, but he.
Yeah. So
shout out Alex.
Exposed.
All right.
Thank you to everyone. Thank you for everyone that comes down and hangs out with us every Tuesday, and thank you all the listeners out there. And
very much.
Yeah, more to come. Great.
More to come. Yes. Let's go take a break. Sleep time.
Woo!
Yes, we are back for our final segment, and before we continue on, a couple of news and notes for the month of March. So as far as next week goes, that'll be March 12th, the next show. It's gonna be a little later because it's gonna be like at 8:45, 9 p.m. start time to that one. We're gonna have Cedric Clinton, another confidant. Cedric Clinton, and then we're gonna go and have Jesse Cruz, the owner of Lucky Belly Chin Chin Bar, Black Star Tavern. So he'll be on.
Nice.
We got that one. And then to end out March, we're gonna have DJ Drama, who's gonna come on. Stories galore, so you don't need anybody else up there. He's going to talk, all kinds of stuff. And then that's going to lead into the special, we're going to go into another week of the special WrestleMania special. Yeah! Special WrestleMania special. We're going to have the wrestling quiz, the wrestling battle quiz. We're going to have the wrestling champion, the Sleep Times Over champion. Jesse Domingo will be on. Rob DeMello will be on. We're going to have Qualifiers back again. Qualifiers, I got 69 timer on this show at this point. Woo! And we're going to have another guy. We're looking to get his 4th combatant for this wrestling trivia.
Alright.
How's that? You excited for that? We're also going to have a wrestling promo battle. Gosh, what the botchery's going to happen there? What's a promo? It's when the wrestlers give an interview and then they, so they have lots to be had. We're going to hold off on that.
I'll make sure not to make the quiz.
Don't, you don't have to. We already got the quiz. You're good. You're good for the wrestling one. So without further ado, this is a gentleman that Kevin turned me on to a while ago, and we've had many talks, and I wanted to discuss with him as far as Hawaii hip hop goes, as far as like who is a guy that's like one of the landmarks that is going to take it to another plane. Is this gentleman that's going to be coming on right here? So without further ado, let's bring on Punahele. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming on. Good. So let's get to it. First of all, where did you get the name from?
Punahele, well, that's actually my name.
Okay.
My mom, yeah. So my mom asked my siblings to name me, and my sister Shandy named me, And Punahele, like some would say that it means favor, because the Punahele child is offered privileges, like the Kupunas take care of them better, but that's because they choose that child to carry on the traditions. It's more than just a favor, and to be honest, I don't really like that responsibility because it's rough and it's serious, but I feel like, who knows, maybe it's a sign for me to have to cultivate people in my family and in my community for carry on the tradition for us as ones.
Yeah.
Right. What got you to become a rapper?
Oh, a long story. Okay. Well, when I started off listening to music, like there was no hip hop around me. It was Choke Bob Marley, one of my favorites, Kyle Crater Boys.
John.
Wait, I'm gonna bust out the list for you guys.
Oh.
I come prepared.
There's a list.
Brother Is, Eddie I. Cole, George Helmikimo Mitchell, Sam Cooke, Marvin Gaye, Outkast, UGK, Etta James, Goody Mob, Ekolu, Kolel, Haunani K. Trask, Macaw Sons and Ehau, BJ Penn, my hero, Jonathan Larson, who made Rent, Tupac, Biggie, Jay-Z, Currency, Hagrid, and Dobby. Dobby died like a G. Hagrid known from Malama.
Wow. Let me get any questions right off the top here.
Yeah.
What you got?
So your record Mount Ka'ala. How'd you come up with that name?
So from beneath Mount Ka'ala, I grew up in the slums of Macau, and we never had nothing. But all the mana we had, I look up and I see Ka'ala, the mountain, and the Kai and the Vai, the beach. And I wish we had more Vai, which is rivers like that, but we know how Babylon system sucked the rivers dry on the west side. But from beneath Mount Ka'ala, I wanted to paint a picture with that album for people who never had nothing, because I feel like there's people from outside of my community, and it's probably not of my culture, trying to write our stories. So I wanted to paint one real in-depth picture of how it is to be one Hawaiian facing crazy systematic oppression, and with my family addicted to drugs, my best friends getting taken away by CPS, getting my college degree from the chicken fight, getting barreled, you know, and just I wanted to paint a picture from my perspective of the hood and where I come from.
Yeah.
And you know, I feel like I accomplished that. But after doing that, I feel like there's so much more I have to do. Instead of just painting this crazy, thugged out, horrible, blood splattered picture, now it's like I gotta, since by painting that picture, I've kind of found my way out of that environment. I kind of grew, I kind of broke my way out of my problems. And lately, after reflecting on that, my music has been more solution oriented.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I came up with that name. I just wanted to, you know, paint a picture for my hood. It's like, I wanted one last hurrah. If I ever have to quit rap or, you know, something crazy happens, I get one in the books, and I feel like I kind of did that, that album.
It's a phenomenal album too. Have you heard this?
Oh, definitely.
It's
And
one of the
mine
best
too, I
albums.
love it.
Yo, she's real as hell. She bought my album. I showed up to her job, and she bought my album, yo.
That's true support. Okay, so this segues perfectly to, this is the thing that Kevin and I talked about for months regarding the state of Hawaii hip hop, and we've asked many guys, where do you see as far as in Hawaii the hip hop fan? Like, what is the hip hop fan base? You know, when you go to these events and you see usually, okay, the friends and family are there or whatnot. Do you see people that you don't know come up to you and be like, hey, dope album, man? Do you see that kind of, the strangers that don't know who you are supporting you?
All right, long story. I started off, my first song, I can spit the verse or whatever the verse is, but was super conscious. And I started rocking out with DJ Bone. Shout out to DJ Bone.
Shout out.
Always putting everybody on in like shows in Chinatown and all that. And I felt like, oh damn, all these Chinatown people don't want to hear my revolutionary raps and raps about the hood and home. So I started just freestyling crazy, mad, ignorant songs. And everybody would get super hyped, like, oh, this is so dope. But I felt like that music was hollow. And, you know, people would show me love at the shows. But when I went home, never changed nothing. So I was like, I'm gonna stick to my guns. I'm gonna go back to making music that comes from my heart, my soul. And even though crowds wasn't messing with it heavy, like as much as the ignorant stuff, sometimes there's just this random auntie passing through and she's like crying in the crowd. And she's like, brah, you spoke up for us. And just a couple instances of that, like a couple hula teachers and all that, just coming up to me and saying, oh, like, thank you. And I decided to just stick to my guns and make music that, you know, hopefully can do something better, I feel.
It's working. It's working. It's the perfect mix. Because you're talking about topical things that are really going on, and it sounds dope at the same time. Where you can't find that mix where it's political, but then can just be entertaining, and that's why it works. And what's the coming things? What events you got coming up?
I got a super fat calendar. I try to stay super slammed. On the 22nd of March. It's an offshoot event of the Honolulu Biennial, and basically, we're gonna turn Heva into Pono. We're gonna show how music can cause change and address issues of the past, and you know, hopefully promote healing and be informative.
Yeah.
And yeah, also your question on the fans of hip hop in Hawaii. People get crazy. People say it's mostly just rappers rapping for rappers, which, you know, what is your thoughts on that? What is your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so through the months we started this from last summer, we were just wondering, like, Kevin throws a lot of events at his store, and he always wonders, like, who are these guys that there's nobody that shows up as a fan base, there's nobody that's buying the music, such as Libby buying the music, which is a phenomenal thing, supporting. Like, where are those people who know of you, but don't know you, but just have heard of you, and are just gonna be in the car listening to yourself, listening to Rocco, listening to Naveed, that kind of fan base, the stranger guys.
Yeah, me, I kind of wish that there was more, you know, and I feel like by sticking to my guns, I built like fan bases in the most random, like Happy Valley in Maui, to just people play my music in Palestine, to, you know, the boonies in the Big Island, to Y&I. I feel like a lot of the Hawaii hip hop fans that I feel like we need is not really there yet, but you know, people like me, Rucka, the Paniolo Prince and his Queen Maile, Naveed, Chris Styles, Mox, you know, a lot of Hokanaka, Homework Simpson, they're building the foundations for it to happen, you know, because I feel like they're making soulful music, and you know, he who feels it knows it, like Bob Marley said, and you're gonna feel them in your chest, and gonna be super honored to the point that you crave them. And I feel like a lot of people are blazing that trail right now, so it's gonna come.
And the thing is, you're pushing it out there, because there's a lot of guys who sit back and they say, well, why doesn't this all come to me? You know, but you're out there, you're pushing, you're performing all the time. You got product out, you got physical product out, which is another thing we talked about. A lot of these guys, they just check out my SoundCloud. You actually have a physical item, and you can bring that to your events, and that's the marketing strategy, that's the business strategy that's going to take that further. So you got that. So
weren't you guys at the Capitol recently?
Oh yeah, we did a Kuya at the Capitol. Shout out to Mana'ai. If you guys like support people perpetuating Hawaiian tradition and, you know, all natural organic farming, go visit Mana'ai, learn how to kui, learn how to pound kalo, follow him on Instagram. And yeah, he did an event at the Capitol. He does it every year, Kuya at the Capitol. And he invites kids and community members to come and pound kalo at the Capitol, you know, as a symbol of Hawaiians are still here and we still exist, and people show up, and brothers did an emu inside of one metal container wearing models was super action. So just get involved with that, learn about that.
And you've been working a lot with kids, and tell us about that.
So I teach music at a lot of the detention homes, and you know, Olomana, Haleho'omalu, and I work with a lot of public schools, mostly high schoolers, with Sound Shop, and we do schools like Y&I, Farrington, Aiea, Pro City, all the schools in Molokai pretty much, and we're trying to expand and branch out and give kids a tool to, you know, do better, to have a platform. I felt like before I started ciphering in parking lots and all that, I probably was doing some hood stuff, and you know, and I felt like me learning how to express myself and finding my voice, and who knows, maybe even a purpose, kind of turned me around, and I try to give the kids that I work with that, you know, another alternative besides being Max Holloway and BJ Penn, football, surfing. You know, sometimes you cannot, you know. Maybe you need to pick up an ukulele or grab a mic, or make beats like Rucka.
There we go. Okay, so we got some Instagram questions for you. When is the first music video dropping?
The intro song you guys heard is called Ho'omau Keola. I shot the video, and I'm a rush person. I like getting everything out super, like, quick. I want to be the most, you know, out there. I want to smoke all these young kids who drop a project a month, but you know, I get on life. And but that music video is coming out, you know, real soon. I'm just making it perfect to my liking, you know.
Okay. Another one, we got, what will you be doing? I think you addressed this already.
I addressed that.
The 22nd, yeah? Okay. Libby, anything else you got?
Well, my thought is, you know, I'm from Minnesota, and just moving here, wanting to learn about Hawaii, I feel like through your music I've learned a lot, but what would you recommend to people that come here to get immersed in the culture and learn about the culture?
Take one Hawaiian Studies 107 class at UH Manoa. I know it sounds crazy, but you guys gonna learn about the political history and, you know, some of the current struggles. Maybe buy my album. From beneath Manga'ala, listen to people like the Paniolo Prince and his Queen Maile, Homework Simpson, Hokanaka, Mr. Kapu, and wait, I get some action on that. There you go. Support businesses like Mana'ai. Find out about Malama Makua every Sunday, almost They do cultural retreats at Makua. You know, support places like Pai Pai Oheia, support Sound Shop, support Sakai and Co. Desserts. Support Wamanalo Limuhui. You know, Michael Epomai, look that up on Instagram. Handmade ceramics, super awesome. Support Native Hawaiian Student Services and Ethnic Studies Student Association. And Sound Shop. Give them money, you know, give me money. I'm gonna do good stuff with them. And, you know, besides that, be good people, learn the history, and do righteous things, you know. Listen to Hawaiians, you know, because we really care about the island.
Well said. Well said.
Thank you.
Another thing that you came out not too long ago, 2018, just to address, what got you to want to do the YouTube video, the top 10 Hawaii rappers? That was a well-viewed. You were like where was that? Adam Miller's.
I was in Adam Miller's.
Yeah. Who would have thought? Adam Miller's get that much but then what possessed you to do that, dude?
I felt like nobody was speaking up and giving props to the people who put in work.
Yeah.
But the main reason I did it is because I put a bunch of young kids on it who I felt like did the work. And I did that to piss off a lot of my OGs. Because I know that you guys are better than them, and you guys is better than me. And I wanted to light a fire under the OGs. And I know a couple of them called me up like, what the hell is this? Da, da, da. And I'm like, oh, for real? You didn't let this young kid mumble rapper outwork you, bro?
That's so great.
So now, like, they're in the album right now, riding heat, super pissed off, like they should be. And that's the main reason, you know. I love it. People are spreading that, and I guarantee people like me on the next list of whoever's
damn right.
Yes.
It was such a fun one because totally you could tell what you're doing, and that was great. It was so great. Maybe anything final, because let's give people a taste of what you're all about. Let's we're gonna have our first ever live performance.
Yes.
You're gonna set it off, sir. You're the debut, world premiere. So whatever you gotta do.
Yeah, turn me up on everything. Throw a shock up if you're watching this at home or in here. Yeah. Out here working so my hood get rich. Build a local beat so we all get fish. Hold got advice so we can all get collar. Teach them from a llama, throw away the Opala. Hawaiians going global like Curtis Hill.
live performance ever.
Yeah, that song was about food is medicine, so make sure you eat good, make sure you grow good stuff.
Yes, sir.
And sustainability. Aloha aina.
Well said, brother. Thank you very much for coming on. Punahele, everyone.
Woo!
Let's close it out. So anything final, just thank sponsors, Rokai McKee, Honolulu Club, Square Barrels. Check out our Patreon. What else we missing? What else we got? We got Sky and Cole, there you go. How about it? We'll figure I forget that one. So let's get out of here. Sleep time's over.